So welcome back to another episode of Breaking Bad. And as always, if you don't like spoilers, then go back and check the episode and come back to this video. Now this episode is called To Hajiilee. This episode picks up where the last one left off. But it picks up on the other end before Walter makes that call to Todd, where he has a meeting with himself, his uncles, and Lydia. And pretty much going down with the product. And Lydia's pretty much testing out the product and seeing that the product's not up to par. Even though the quality is better than it was before, but it is missing that huge identity mark with the blue coloring. You can tell Lydia is not really too pleased with the product because the product is made with the blue stuff, or it's made with the blue coloring. That's its trademark. And Lydia is not too happy. And you know, with this character, Lydia, she is one of those characters that's just wound too tight. You can tell she's just very fragile if nothing's done her way or perfectly or not at all. That the uncles really don't care as long as the product is better and as long as they get money out of it. But we finally see how when Todd gets the phone call from Walter White, we see how Walter meets up with Todd and his uncles. But this time around, in the seasons past where Walter was a kingpin, was the boss, had all the control, and he was arrogant about it. This time around, when he meets with the uncles, he's a little more fragile, a little more panicky because the last time he met with his uncles, he was more of a boss. He said, "I want this done, get this done, no questions asked." This time around, he is at their mercy. They said, "Well, if you want Jesse dead, you have to do something for us." Looking at this particular scene, I said to myself, if this was the true Heisenberg, if this was old Walter White, then this conversation would not be going down the way it went down. Because if this is old Walter White, it'd be Walter saying, do this, do that, in the discussion. But we see here that Walter is really desperate. He pretty much agrees to uncles. He'll do one more cook to help Todd get back on track for the uncles to kill Jesse. And normally that wouldn't have happened, but he agrees to it. Move on to Jesse and Hank. Now, last week we saw Jesse pretty much box the whole operation last week at the end of the episode. And Jesse pretty much has a plan to finally get Walter. And the only way they can get Walter is at his money. So they go after one of Saul's bodyguards. And Saul's bodyguard doesn't know where the money is actually at because as we've seen in previous episodes, Walter is a smart man. And Walter's not going to get taken down by somebody like that. If he's going to get taken down, he's going to get taken down by somebody more better than that, not by some bodyguard. The bodyguard does let Hank know that the van that he was using to transport the money had a little dirt in it. So Hank, slick as he is, uses that to his advantage. Now going back to Walter, he doesn't know where Jesse is really at. So he uses the best way possible. He goes to Jesse's girlfriend's house where he poisoned that kid Brock at. So in order to lure Jesse out. Now Hank making sure that he does not want to mess this up. He has the cell phone with him when the girlfriend calls Jesse. So he pretty much intercepts it. So with that being said, Hank devises up a plan to have Jesse call Walter and show him a picture that I got your money, and if you don't come there, I'm going to burn it every minute that you're not there. Walter, as he is, talks to Jesse, said, "Don't burn my money. I did what I had to do. I killed this person. I killed that person for the right reason." Pretty much, when I saw this scene going down, I knew that was a fake because there was no way Hank by himself can find that money legitimately. So we see how Jesse keeps Walter on the phone so Hank and his partner can track his phone call so they can actually lead him to Walter's money. And the plan actually works. And so when Walter finally gets there, he realizes that, oh, I got Jesse. But he was wrong because Jesse actually played him. He pretty much outsmarted Heisenberg. The chink in the armor is dwindling, and you can just tell by this episode. Because at first, Walter thinks, I got Jesse where I want him. Until he sees Hank and Jesse come out working together. And we just see, there's a little scene there where you see Walter finally realizes that it's done for. Originally, Walter told the uncles to come because this is where I have Jesse at. But when he found out that Hank and Jesse are working together and it was a trap for him, he said, never mind, I'm done for. It's over. They got me. At this moment, I thought, is it? It's over. What can Walter do after that? So finally, Walter is like pissed. He's emotionally pissed. What I mean by emotionally pissed is that he's hurt that he got caught, but he's pissed off that Jesse outsmarted him the way he did. So Hank pretty much handcuffs him. He said, "I got you. I got you. It's over. It's done with." So he puts Walter in the car until Todd's uncles roll up. And everybody knew what's about to go down when they saw Todd and his uncles roll up. Hank knew, Walter knew, Jesse knew. That's why Jesse was about to leave out the car to say it's over, it's done with, because they knew things just got real. And pretty much the episode ends with a gun shootout. And pretty much ends like that. We don't know who dies, who's going to die, and how many is going to die. And honestly, I got to say, this episode was pretty good. Now, this episode was a little slow opening up, but at the end, it just left you just wanting more. And I definitely cannot wait until next week. And I definitely see that somebody is definitely going to die, either on one of Todd's uncles, either Jesse, Hank's partner, and I don't think it's not going to be Walter, because we know he lasts to the end of the season. But I think somebody is definitely going to die. I just don't know who. And this episode has one of the best cliffhangers that you would actually have this season, and I definitely cannot wait until next week. So for me, this episode was okay. I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it a strong 4 out of 5 stars. As good as other episodes, but it's a can't miss if you're a true Breaking Bad fan. So, like I said before, this episode gets 4 out of 5 stars. So guys, let me know what you think is going to happen next week, and let me know what you think of this episode. So, if you like this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Movie Nation.